Hey there, Alan Matthews here. In this video, we're going to talk about what does early success look like. So if you're just starting out or if you're returning to the guitar after a long interlude away from the guitar, then these are some of the things that you can gauge your early success by and things that are really important in the very early stages of learning the guitar. So number one is consistency. If you are just consistently showing up, doing something on the guitar, getting your hands on the guitar every day, you will get better. And so even if you are completely undirected in your practice, if you don't have any idea, if you're just teaching yourself and you don't even know if you've never even heard the word chord, regardless, if you're just consistently showing up and using your fingers and just getting used to having your hands on the guitar, then you are getting better. So just regular consistency is really the number one thing. A lot of this just has to do with time. You just have to put in time on the thing before you can get up to a particular level of proficiency where it becomes really fun and really rewarding and it really takes off and you become more motivated. Showing up on a daily basis, ideally you don't skip more than one day. So if you could just, every other day at the least, but ideally just don't skip more than one day in a row and you're totally good. The next thing you can look for in your practice is high quality of focus. And so if you're actually showing up and you are turning off the TV and getting somewhere where you can really put all of your attention on what it is that you're doing, moving your finger from here to here, whatever it is that you happen to be working on, if you can put your full attention there, you will get better so much faster. And that will also give you the skills. Guitar is really a focus game. As you start playing harder and harder music, your ability to pay attention to small details and stay focused on the moment by moment execution of this to that becomes the name of the game. So early on, if you can get into the habit of being very focused in your practice, then there's no place to go but up for you. So if you're creating a good habit of focus in your practice, then you will definitely see good results. The third thing to look for to measure your success is your clarity and understanding of what is needed. So at first, you're probably learning some chords. If not, then you certainly should be. And so then understanding of the different chords would be, oh, this is a C chord, and it takes me putting my fingers right here. But if my hand is angled in some other way, then it doesn't feel quite right, or it doesn't sound right, or my finger lays over here. So it's clarity of what needs to happen for whatever it is that you're learning. And so as you learn more and more, then you will become more and more clear on all these little details of things. Oh, well, when I play this, if I lay my hand over too far, if my thumb's up too far, it'll lay over the string and mute the next one out. Things like that, you just don't know until you know them. And so finding those the more that you just get them understand, it's very easy to lose track of these things at first because you can take it for granted. But if you measure against where you came from when you didn't know that, then you can find you'll actually have a lot of successes very early on. So the more clarity and understanding you have of whatever it is that you're working on, the better. And so that's an early marker of success too. The next is mental representations and visualizations. Playing the guitar is really a mental game. And mental representations are what separates really good players from really early and intermediate players. So to begin with, you had no mental representation of what a C chord was. But once you learn a C chord, then you have this representation. You might know what it sounds like, what it does not sound like, the quality of it, how it feels in your hand, what it looks like on the fretboard. And this is a big one with the mental representations. Picturing the guitar grids, picturing, oh, my finger is in this kind of a slanted position here for this particular chord, whatever it happens to be. These become a mental representation of a C. Just like if I say dog, you have mental representations of dogs. And if you're around a lot of dogs and you love dogs, or if you're a dog trainer, then you have a much richer representation of a dog than somebody that just landed on the planet and has only seen one dog or a picture of a dog. As you get better and better on the guitar, your mental representations will get fuller and fuller and richer, and they'll cross-breed and everything else. So your ability to visualize on the guitar, the strings, the frets, where to put your fingers, these chords, especially note names if you happen to be working on that, things like this, then the more that you can do that mentally, the more that you can just if you're just sitting here without your guitar in your hand and I say G chord, if you can visualize that G chord, even if it's just for a split second, and know, okay, I know it's on the 3rd fret that my second finger goes down, and I'm going to play this chord like this. If you can visualize that, that's the name of the game. And so the better you get at that visualization, then the better you will ultimately become. So in your early practice, aim for the ability to visualize. And how do you do that? You just practice. Just like you practice focus, just like you practice showing up every day with consistency, and just like you practice actually looking for details so that you can become more clear on what needs to actually happen with the fingers laying over and the hand position and the everything. And watching this video is part of that, right? So these are 4 things that can really mark early success on the guitar. I'm just going to go through them one more time. The first one is just showing up. You just got to put in your time on there. Ideally, that will all go much faster if you involve the second ingredient, which is focus and directed attention. While you are practicing, you are just doing nothing but practicing. Turn off the phone. The third one is clarity, so that you're actually constantly saying, what's going on here? And figuring out what needs to happen and getting more and more clear on the little distinctions and it's the little problems of moving from here to here. Then I encounter this little problem. And the more that you can notice those and find what the solution is, the more clear you become. So looking for clarity and details. And then the fourth is mental representations. Can you visualize, without looking at the guitar, what the guitar looks like, where your fingers go on the guitar, what chord shapes look like, where the notes are? You could also visualize the music staff and the notes on it. So your ability to visualize and make mental representations. Those are 4. So those are a few things to look for and focus on in your early practice, and you will skyrocket up into wonderful playing in no time. All right, have fun. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.